Earlier today, DC film president Walter Hamada had an interview with the New York Times. During the interview, he can be quoted stating that they will accelerate the DC movie release schedule starting in 2022 with as many as 4 new movies hitting the theaters each year and 2 additional riskier movies that'll debut on HBO Max. The 2 additional movies that he's speaking of will be Batgirl and Static Shock. These 2 properties have strong potential to become HBO Max exclusives. They will also still have some connection to the DC live-action cinematic multiverse, but the shift to HBO Max would allow for smaller budgets or less traditional forms of storytelling. With every movie that we're looking at now, we're thinking, what's a potential Max spinoff, Hamada told the New York Times. Originally, Joss Whedon was attached to write and direct the Batgirl movie, but Whedon dropped out in February of 2018. And I can guarantee you if he didn't do that then he would have definitely been taken off of the project now with everything that's came to light. After that, we had Christina Hodson tapped to pen the new screenplay, but there's been little word of her on the project since. Meanwhile, Michael B. Jordan has signed on to produce a Static Shock movie. We're already seeing early signs of the fruits of the unified theatrical streaming approach, as both 2021's The Suicide Squad and 2022's Batman will have companion prequel series on HBO Max. Peacemaker's going to follow John Cena's patriotic vigilante, while Gotham PD will dig deep into the corruption plaguing Gotham City during Batman's first year on the job. Hamada's comments now confirm HBO Max will play home to standalone movies as well as spin-off series. Hamada also confirms previous reports indicating that Warner will focus on less of a singular shared universe and more on a multiverse wherein multiple incarnations of various heroes and villains are allowed to coexist. We already know that Batman's a complete reboot set in a separate universe from the DCU, even as both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton are expected to reprise their roles as Batman in the 2022's Flash film. This approach will likely be the new norm and not the exception going forward. I don't think anyone else has ever attempted this, Hamada said, but audiences are sophisticated enough to understand it. If we make good movies, they'll go with it. Now here's the shitty part, guys. However, any DCU fan hoping the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League will lead to the future sequels set in that particular cinematic universe may need to keep their expectations in check, according to the New York Times. Snyder's currently not involved in any other projects with DC, and Warner executives are reportedly referring to the Snyder Cut as a storytelling cul-de-sac, a street that leads nowhere. That sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. Why would they invest $70 million and all the VFX and hiring all these actors and actresses to come back on set to do additional photography? It makes no sense. I honestly think that if we can show that the Snyder Cut is a huge success, we get this, bunch of numbers and subscriber accounts going up on HBO Max, and people are loving the movie and talking about it a bunch. I guarantee that they will see that there is money to be made there, and they will continue with the Snyderverse as long as Zack is willing to do it. It makes no sense to me why they would even say something like that, unless if there's still some, haters up there, like, Jeff Johns or somebody throwing shade. Just maybe even Toby Emmerich. Who knows? And all of this is coming right after the interview with Toby Emmerich announcing the 3rd Wonder Woman movie, with Patty Jenkins going to be directing. Again, this is something else that's kind of puzzling to me. Where is Patty Jenkins going to have time to, make a 3rd Wonder Woman movie? She's already, tapped into the Star Wars Squadrons. She's got the Amazon show that's probably going to be an HBO Max exclusive now. She's got Cleopatra. She's got all these other things in line. When is she going to have time for Wonder Woman 3? I don't know. Anyway, guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments below of what they said about the Snyder Cut. This has me a little concerned, but at the same time, not really, because I know that this fandom can do amazing things. All right, guys, sound off in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one.